Alright, what's up guys? In today's video, we're doing a in-depth comparison of the Grau and the M4. We're going to take a look at the 4 barrels for each, the Nexus, the Custom Chorus Marksman, the Archangel, and the M16. We're going to be comparing these 4 barrels head-to-head, give you guys 2 different class setups. One is focused around the shorter barrels to give you guys the best mobility, and the other one's going to be focused about the longest long barrels to give you guys the best recoil pattern possible and the most range. We're going to be comparing those 2 class setups of the M4 and the Grau head-to-head to show you guys the differences between the 2 class setups, as well as breaking down the overall range, the recoil pattern, and the overall time to kill, which is going to play the biggest factor in you choosing which gun you think is better and picking the class setup that works best for you. 2 class setups we're talking about. Number 1 is the Nexus and the Custom Chorus Marksman. The class that we're building is we're going to be building it with those barrels around the Commando foregrip, the 50 round mag, the monolith suppressor, and the no stock attachment. We're going to be going for the fastest aim down sight time while still getting a very good movement speed. Recoil is not that big of a factor in this because this is for the rushing class setup. So the aim down sight time of both those class setups is about 250 milliseconds, which is a little bit slower for the Grau. Same for the M4, which is actually very, very fast for a rifle class setup. The movement speed, you guys will see the biggest difference in. M4 class setup sits about 92%. The Grau class setup is about 95%. As far as the ranges, you guys will see this is the biggest difference. The Grau is about 53 meters and 96 meters, which the M4 is only 43 meters and 72. So you guys can see almost 30% more range in that second damage range of that Grau. About 24 meters difference, 100% plays a big factor. You guys will take a notice of in an actual game when you're killing people. And as far as the overall recoil pattern, the reason I am not a fan of the M4 is due to the recoil pattern you guys can see on the screen. It pulls vertical and then to the right. The Grau is obviously purely vertical. As far as some of those unique stats of the barrels, which is your stray speed, your hip fire, and your idle sway, the Hipfire is almost identical. You obviously are using the same attachments, therefore the Hipfire is going to be the same. In my experience, the Grau idle sway was just slightly better. As far as the stray speed, the Grau obviously comes a little bit faster stray speed. These both get the same negative, so you're going to be at a 3% faster stray speed, which is a very minimal effect. You probably won't notice it in game. So as far as to go for that best mobility class setup, the Grau is obviously going to have a better recoil, same aim down sight time, a very fast movement speed, and obviously a little bit better idle sway. So in my opinion, it's definitely better as far as the Nexus versus Custom Chorus Marksman. But we're also going to be taking a look at the obviously those long barrel class setups, which is the M16 and the Archangel barrel. Using the same class setup, going for the best no recoil class setup, which is going to be using the Merc foregrip, the rubberized grip, the 60 round mag, the monolith suppressor, and obviously those long barrels. You guys can see on the screen the overall aim down sight time, the movement speed, and those ranges. The aim down sight time of the Grau class setup is actually a lot slower than that of the M4, which plays a big factor in my opinion. But it does have a better recoil pattern, which you guys can see on the screen. Now, the Grau is definitely better. As far as vertical, how much they actually kick the same amount vertically, but the M4 pulls to the right, which in my opinion plays a bigger factor. As far as, playing that time to kill, if you're able to hit your shots better with the Grau, your time to kill is obviously going to go up because you're hitting more shots. But as far as talking about the movement speed, the Grau is once again about 3% faster, which in my opinion, in Warzone, you're running around so much. That movement speed plays a pretty big factor, definitely probably something that's very underlooked. As far as talking about the ranges, you guys can see up to 56 and up to 100 meters, and then 47 and 77 for the M4. So once again, the same, about a third faster for that second damage range off, which in my opinion is where the Grau completely outclasses every other assault rifle and why I completely go for it. So when you take a look at that overall time to kill of these 2 class setups and how it plays a big factor, this is where the M4 completely outclasses the Grau. You guys can see on the screen right now the overall time to kill of these 2 weapons and up to what range. You guys can see that damage drop up to 47 meters, the M4 kills a lot faster. From the 47 to 56 meters, which is very minimal, the Grau is obviously going to hold that time to kill and beat it. Obviously from 56 all up to 77 meters, which in my opinion is probably majority of your fights, the M4 is once again going to kill faster. Where the M4 draws up from that 77 to the 100 meters, which is not as big a factor, the Grau is going to kill significantly faster. And this is, in my opinion, where the Grau definitely outplays the M4s from that 77 to the 100 meter range. It kills almost 0.2 of a second faster, which is double what the M4 kills faster normally. So it's definitely a big factor. And then you guys see above 100 meters, they're very, very similar, but anything from 47 to 77 meters, the M4 is going to kill faster 90% of the time. So if you're an aggressive player, you play extremely aggressive, you probably want to know which is actually the best gun for me. I'm definitely going to go with the M4. Both class setups have identical aim down sight time or faster aim down sight time. So it definitely is probably the better rushing weapon is the M4. It's definitely very underrated. The few times I've used it in multiplayer in Warzone recently last week, I definitely found myself killing players sometimes surprisingly fast if you actually are able to hit your shots. The difference between the two guns, obviously the Grau is going to have a better range, better recoil pattern, faster movement speed, faster strafe speed, and slightly better idle sway. So it's definitely a lot more accurate. Definitely moves a lot faster, which in my opinion plays a bigger factor and makes the gun better for Warzone. So if you're asking my honest opinion, I think the Grau is a better Warzone weapon when you have more health and obviously playing on such a bigger map, being able to move faster and being able to hit your shots faster when you have your time to kills that go down by a lot because it takes a lot more shots to hit people. I definitely think the Grau is the best gun in Warzone right now for sure. But the M4 is definitely right there with it. I would say number 2 gun in Warzone due to the fact that the time to kill and the fire rate is so excellent. But once again, the M4 only beats it in time to kill. But from that 77 meter range, you're talking about 90% of the time it's going to kill faster. So the Grau is a slower player weapon itself. M4 is going to be for those rushing players that like to get a lot of kills and, you know, basically play faster. That's pretty much it for today's video. I just wanted to break down the in-depth class setups of each to try and give you guys the biggest difference in the class setups. I think the class setups are identical, which you guys can switch up, but I think this basically shows the difference between the two weapons, that the M4 is an excellent rushing weapon. And that's one thing I've learned when I was trying to record this video is what dictates the difference between these weapons. The M4 is for the aggressive players. The Grau is for the slower passive players. That's basically the difference in what makes me pick each weapon. Like I said, I'm a slower player. I pick up players very smart, methodically from longer, medium ranges. That's why I choose the Grau. But that's pretty much it for today's video. If there's any weapons you guys want me to see compared head to head in a video where I break down this kind of same info, comment them down below what guns you guys want to see compared head to head. Make sure you guys like the video if you guys did enjoy. You guys learned anything new. You guys want to like the video, leave a comment and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I would greatly appreciate it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys use code Trapgod on all of your Scuff and GFUEL purchases. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video.